Good afternoon, Mayor West, councillors. Since the last time I spoke to you, 4 more Australian local councils have made climate emergency declarations. Now 3.4 million Australians, or 14% of the population, are living in declared regions. Our current Federal Environment Minister has stated councils should stick to cleaning up bins. Wollongong Mayor Gordon Bradbury stated this week, after making the declaration, "We can't change the world, but we can do our bit." I say, when we do our bit, we do change the world. In fact, together we are the world. I'd like to quote the Oxford Dictionary definition of an emergency. It's a serious, unexpected, dangerous situation requiring immediate action. Inevitably, the climate crisis will meet this and everybody's definition of an emergency, unexpected or not. There will be sirens and there will be suffering, and it won't be just businesses affected, it will be your constituents, real people. Under every single scenario, immediate action with an immediate reaction is the best policy. There is no scenario where waiting longer to act is smarter or results in better outcomes. Recent financial analysis shows that the expected cost to the global economy will likely be around $23 trillion per year by 2050. In context, that is the same as suffering 6 to 8 global financial crisis events every single year. Many social scientists are debating what this means for society. I say it means we need to change what business as usual looks like before business as usual disappears in front of our eyes. A motion in June at the National General Assembly of Councils called on the federal government to declare a climate emergency. 66% of councils supported that, yet less than 10% have acted themselves. 64% of Australians have rated climate change as their number one threat to national security. But where is the action? Last night, I was at UNSW. I heard their leading scientists give me their latest assessment of the climate crisis we are in, and there was no doubt that this is an emergency. It was on every slide. So if it is, why not call it that? By making the declaration, you end the denial phase. You move the conversation away from continual debate of the science towards more constructive dialogues, such as how we now react to this emergency. We move into the phase we can control, because we can change the world. We have been changing it. That is what got us into this emergency. Now we need to change it again and get ourselves out of this emergency. We need you to lead the way. In my inbox this morning, I had an email from Professor Chris Turney from the UNSW's Climate Change Research Centre. The subject matter is possible dates. He has offered to come here and address council staff, anybody willing to learn the science. Extinction Rebellion is not your enemy. We come in peace. We are not anarchists. In fact, the opposite is true. We deserve a future that is safe, fair and sustainable. And the path we are all now heading down is heading towards anarchy via the fog of denial. Extinction Rebellion is simply the people demanding the denial is ended and the truth is told. When that happens, we can move forward with the appropriate response. And the appropriate response to an emergency situation is to acknowledge it and to respond immediately and to act now. Professor Turney supports the Extinction Rebellion and he wants to come here and deliver science. We are here to help, and so is he. When the fog of denial lifts and you see the truth clearly, you are said to have 2020 vision. Let's explore our vision for the Mid-Coast Council in the year 2020. Mid-Coast Council makes the climate emergency declaration. It achieves 2020 vision. Mid-Coast Council has solidified its status as an institution of leaders who have decided to do what they can. Council works in partnership with residents, businesses, farmers to reduce climate impacts to the region, resulting in prosperity and resilience. Council agrees to mitigate local carbon emissions, energy consumption and broader climate impacts on all members of the community. Council begins activities, programs and projects in partnership with residents, businesses and our farmers and all other stakeholders in the community to reduce climate impacts. The acknowledgement of the climate emergency breaks through the fog of denial and people mobilise, creating an influx of innovative investments. A powerful and positive change reinvigorates the region and people band together to do what they can and do their bit. Changing the world. We are here to help. So let's do this.